welcome to the Beyond Cinema studio up here at Sundance, presented by CELEBS.com. Nick, Amber, Jim, Julia. Firstly, the day of the film showing up here tonight, midnight. Jim, I mean, maybe you want to go first. How does that feel for a filmmaker?
Amazing, because, you know, as soon as you get interested in movies, it's instantly, you know, everything you see is coming out of the Sundance Film Festival, and so it's always kind of it's always a dream to play here, but then when you decide to make horror movies, it's the chances get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer that you're going to be here. So it's amazing. It's so exciting.
And of course, like kind of rising each it feels like each film for you.
Yeah.
You know, coming from Mulberry Street, Tribeca, then to, we were talking about this earlier, like to Stakeland, winning Toronto's Midnight Madness Award, and then this one showing at midnight in Sundance. It's like this ascent.
I know.
You know, and you and Nick have been there from day one.
Yeah.
Nick, when did you guys first meet? What was the first time you laid eyes on each other and fell in love?
A long time.
We were drunk. We don't remember.
I forget the year now, dude.
2001.
2001. So it's been a long haul. We met making a student film. Not his film. He was just helping out, and we were up at some cabins and for a whole week, like just staying up there and shooting. And me and Jim. I remember a guy really drunk party at the guy's house, and they were doing karaoke, and there was a burnt Barbie doll in a car, and I just looked at Jim, and I hadn't really talked to him yet, but we were working together. And I just said, wow, man, we're in a Richard Lynch movie.
David Lynch.
Or even weird, that's how weird it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
That's how weird it was.
Yeah, it was Richard Lynch.
Yeah, that's right. And Jim, is that, I mean, also, I mean, you've gone from casts that are kind of, you know, your people, or you're just kind of acquiring, to obviously Amber and Julia, who are kind of rising stars. I mean, Amber's been on TV a while, and then, but really getting some cool roles in movies.
Yeah.
Julia, over the past few years, kind of blowing up on screen, on the big screen as well. And having Bill Sage and Wyatt Russell and all these people, like getting to Kelly McGillis.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the hell is this like? Is this like Jim's playbox now? Like,
It is, you know, because it's still like nothing really changes. You know, the fun thing about a Mulberry Street is like, you know everybody, and it's like, you know, you become a family, and it's the same thing now with these guys, you know. They do Paul Thomas Anderson movies, but they can still hang out.
Really?
But you know,
I just found that out.
but they can still hang out in, you know, in cabins in the middle of nowhere and make fun movies. And sometimes.
wait, what? They can make fun movies? It's fun sometimes, or
No, it is fun. Sometimes it's staying in cabins in the middle of nowhere.
getting super
That's
waterlogged.
the Jim
Yeah.
Mickle family.
Yeah. So it doesn't feel, you know, it doesn't feel changed at all. It's like we get to play in a bigger box. Yeah.
And Amber, does it feel like that for you as well? I mean, you know, you had your experience with All My Children or whatever, and then like to have like these kind of little, you know, little parts on like in the Master and with Gangster Squad and stuff like that, and then to kind of get your teeth into something on the indie film level with Jim as well. Is that, do you feel like, is that transition been scary for you, or has it been really kind of cool?
It's been relieving in a way, you know, like obviously I was coming to set every day fully prepared, but I felt like Jim really allowed me to explore and grow as an actor, and that was really nice, because you know, you work with some directors that are very by the book and they know what they want, whereas I feel like Jim was just like, let's sit down, like, what are your ideas, these are my ideas, and it was really nice. So yeah, thanks man. Yeah, thanks man.
And you're kind of like the oldest sister, you know, and you've got these two, you know, Julia and then Jack. Did you kind of take that on? Did you guys hang out much? Did you have time for rehearsal? Or did you just kind of all meet and have to become a family straight away?
Well, I was the last one on board for the film, so I kind of had to make that like quick transition of like, you know, but Julia is so adorable and charming. I don't need to talk about her in front of her, but
it was very easy to connect with everyone on set, because everyone's just, you know, and even Jim, it was just great. I mean, and Amber was so easy to act with, and everyone was just, it was a great shoot. It was indescribable, really.
it was nice for me because I'm the middle of I have a younger sister and an older sister, and so in this film I got to play the older sister, which is like, it's been my dream, I guess.
And this is the opposite for me. Like I have an older sister, and I'm the younger sister, and I play the middle sister. So.
Is it a lot of people say that acting or working on a horror film is just a ton of fun, and that's why a lot of people do it, even though the results on screen may be frightening or scary. Being in those situations, and on this one with all the water, having to, being the whole Catskills scenario, was it a fun time shooting a scary movie?
It was so much fun. What Jim does, he's so great in acknowledging everyone on set, and it was just so much fun. Everyone was like family. Nick Damici was great too. Everyone was great. I don't have anything to say.
Who was your most favorite?
Nick taught me how to drive, right?
Nick taught me how to drive. So did Bill Sage.
It gets emotionally exhausting though. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of. I think we had more night shoots than we originally expected. So that transition is always tough, but I think it actually helped.
It worked.
With the plot in the movie, and
it's also emotionally tough because there's a lot of the movie is kind of tragedy right at the beginning of the movie, and then it sort of hangs over for the rest of the time. But I thought you guys did a really good job of being able to be normal and then jump back into that and not just be moping around set for 5 weeks.
Well, I mean, this set was so much fun. I mean, the movie is almost like the unthinkable. I mean, the situation of the movie. That the set, I mean, it kind of had to be
that's
like
true.
a great environment, and it really was. So,
That's true.
You talk about the tragedy that kind of hangs over. I mean, with Hurricane Sandy and Hurricane Irene and all that sort of stuff, does that make it even more timely in a weird way?
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to answer about Irene?
Yeah, I think that was the intent of, it's kind of a religious story in a way, so my family is religious anyway, so there's something biblical about flood and bringing on the doom is coming.
And in terms of any sort of allegiances or having to honor the original, I mean, I remember talking to Matt Reeves about Let the Right One In and Let Me In, and then having to really dance around that because it was a really popular original.
Yeah.
And here, I mean, you were touring on the festival circuit as well, and you were getting your awards at Toronto. He got his award at Cannes. Was there, is it well known enough, especially within genre circles, that you do have to kind of listen to fans, or do you feel like it was an underground kind of hit in a way?
Good question. I think it was small enough that it didn't feel like, it wasn't like Harry Potter where it was like if we didn't, if we didn't have something at
you should do an English language version of Harry Potter.
That it would be absolute, people with pitchforks outside the theater. It wasn't that well known enough, and it was also, what was kind of fun was his was so personal in a way, which is kind of how Let the Right One is. It was such a personal vision, the original, and so it was fun, I think, for us then to say how do we put an equal amount of our personality into it, kind of. So it was fun. And then in talking to Jorge, the original director, right away, right off the bat, he was like, have fun. I like your movie, have fun, do what you want to do.
That's great.
So it was a good opportunity to say, as we said, it's like a reimagining, it's not a remake. We said, we don't want to one-up your movie, we want to do a companion piece. And so,
you're so humble.
Well, it's almost like a singer covering somebody else's song. That's how I kind of saw it. We did a parallel version of it, but it's, I think you watch both movies back to back and say, wow, they're totally different movies, yet they are the same movie.
Yeah.
Because they come from the same cause. So.
Yeah, same Atkins diet. So it's been really cool seeing you guys reunite, and it must also feel that way, not having the pressures of having to work with each other and having the pressures of a shoot day, being able to kind of chill and hang out with each other as a family.
well, we like shooting.
Yeah,
That too.
that's good too.